Wilkinson, and this is Spotting the Trade. Before you go, I'm going to tell you what you need to know. And one thing we're seeing right now is crude oil starting to cruise a little bit higher, just making a new high here, ticking in at $89 a share. Something else I wanted to talk about, the economic data this week. We've got quite a bit of economic data across the pond. We got the ISM numbers. They came out a little bit better than expected for the most part. All of those numbers coming in above 50, which is expansion in the economy, something we're looking for here in the United States. ISM, which is the Institute for Supply Management, PMI, came in a little bit hotter than expected at 76.1, expected to be 67.1. We also saw jobless claims earlier on this week doing very well. Right now, the unemployment rate down ticking to 3.2%. So a lot of things working in our favor. Employment change came off just a little bit. Actually, that was not our unemployment rate. That was New Zealand's. I don't know. I scrolled a little bit too far on that one. Anyway, economic data looking pretty good all this week. We did see this pullback happening, right? I've talked about this. That was pretty much a technical setup, and we had a lot of geopolitical stuff going on with the Ukraine and Russia having that tension on the border. Is Russia going to really break through to the Ukraine? All of those things really causing problems with oil. We can see here the oil is making a new high here right now at 89.16, just ticking away there. Part of the things that are going on here, we've talked about the economy doing very well. Another thing that we're seeing, hey, folks, we haven't gotten above 10 million barrels a day in a long time since the pandemic. So taking time to ramp that production back up. Remember, we talked about this when it all started. If they shut down these fracking operations, folks, it's going to cause a big problem because not all of those operations will be able to fire back up again. That's a product of fracking and the pressure they put in the ground to get that oil to seep out. Well, when you relieve that pressure, it may never come back. So crude oil making a nice little move here to the upside. We've got bonds. I think bonds, folks, there's a lot of people talking about higher interest rates going forward. Mortgage industry just came out and said that they are having one of their best months since the pandemic with these low interest rates. Everybody getting off the porch, as I used to say, and getting out there and looking for these mortgage rates because of that uptick. They want to lock in those low rates. So refinancing really heavy right now. Mortgage industry doing very well. All right, gold, a couple of things I wanted to talk about. We have this, and it was really set up for these swing type trades where we've been in this bullish channel. It broke down and away from that, even the further out where I said for a lower risk tolerant person. Well, you can see that that didn't take much heat because it came right down to the point of control, kind of migrating away from that. I'm really surprised with the inflationary data that we've been getting that some of these things like gold and Bitcoin have really suffered. Now, Bitcoin, if you guys notice, we've got a massive volume node up here at this area. This is where the latecomers came in and caused some of this exacerbated sell-off here. Something to note, though, when we're looking at this 50 retracement, that is something a lot of folks that are Fibonacci traders will look for, that 50 Fibonacci retracement there, and we've tagged on that. I don't think that we're going to necessarily go down and tag that 38. That's just way too low right now, folks. I think that this is an opportunity to get in very small, but if you aren't in Bitcoin as of right now, I think that this would be the time that would be very interesting. Now, here's our sell-off in the equities. We can pull up some other charts that'll show some of these trend lines a little bit better, but we are bumping up against the bottom end of those trend channels that we had created here. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ because that's really where I pull those in. You can see we've had these trend channels in for quite some time. They have all pretty much lined up pretty well. These are way back from 2017, 2018, I believe. And then we just recently put in these tops. This was for a head and shoulders pattern. This is the neckline. So I drew that neckline and created a channel there, basically duplicating that channel there. All of those things coming together with this 50-day simple moving average. This cross happened right on that gold cross there. But something to note that we are looking to get back into this little channel here. It's lining up with the 50-day simple moving average as well. So a lot of those things are going to be bearish. We're going to need a real punch through this upper resistance band to get any type of bullish action. Right now we are in a bearish type of trend here with lower lows and lower highs, as you can see again here in the mini S&Ps. One thing to note though, that big drop off is going to be very difficult to make a lower low unless we come down and test the point of control down here for the volume. So that would be a massive rollover. I don't think we're necessarily going to see that. I think we've really seen that sell off. It was about a 10% and starting to rebound now. We can see this as this week being very bullish across the board in equities. Now, a couple of trades that I was looking at for things that you need to know to spot. Well, right now, as of yesterday, we are looking at a bit of a topping pattern here in the NVDA here. We're going to have to wait for the open to see how we're looking for a confirmation, but any type of settlement below yesterday's wick is going to be a confirmation of that. Another one that I'm looking at right now is ULTA, and I'm looking at this for a trade. I don't know why ULTA. I don't know what I did there. Anyway, we're talking about this as a bullish move here. So straddle with no risk to the upside is what I'm looking for, because we're going to kind of probably settle down in and around this area. So if we do a straddle and then eliminate all type of upside risk there, that would be a good trade for this. And one thing I'm trying to do is set this up so that my range is the entire value area of this blue section over here, value area high, value area low. Well, I'm looking to get long ULTA at around 324 if I get that opportunity. But I think it's going to stay right in and around this 370 area. That's where I think I'm going to pin this market. I don't want any more risk above 400. We'll talk about how to set up a trade like that in the webinar on swing trades using options. All right, so please check that out. Go to protraderstrategies.com, sign up for that, smash the like button. And hey, folks, if you didn't catch this when it was scheduled, that's because you don't have that little bell lit up. I don't always come in announced when I'm coming in to do these videos. It's really where we see those opportunities arise. And I wanted to get in here before you guys got into the markets, so you had an opportunity to see all this stuff we're talking about. And that's about it, folks. Good luck trading. If you can't take that, take it easy.